So let me share my screen. Yeah. So we are discussing this theory part. We are discussing today. Excuse me. Yeah. Can you see my screen? Okay. Yeah. I hope you can see now. Okay. So we are discussing about Git. Okay. Okay. So yeah. So in Git actually, it is a source code management tool. Git is a source code management tool. Okay. Okay. Git is a source code management tool. So we can call in shortcut SCM. Okay. Source code in the sense the developers who are developing the code, that is called as source code. So we are managing that code, right? That is the reason it is a source code management tool. Who will use this code? Developers. Yeah. Who will use this Git? Developer will use. Tester also will use. DevOps team also will use. Okay. Developers, while they are developing the code, okay, so they can push, if they want to push into repository, so we will talk all the terminologies and all. They will write the code and they will push into repository. Okay, that is the purpose. So whatever the developers are there, they want to store somewhere as a common place. For that purpose they will use developers. Testers, whatever the test, okay, if when they want to whatever they developed, they will keep somewhere. If they want to test using some tools, testing tools, they can also take it from GitHub and they will use. So this is useful for test also. And DevOps team, for example, we'll use YAML scripts. Okay, so we'll also use Python scripts. Okay, and we'll use Groovy or something like this. Okay, DevOps team will work on Terraform something. Okay, so Bash script, there are a lot of scripts are there, depends upon project. If you have a requirement to use this, you will use this, and where you want to keep all this code, you'll keep in GitHub. So that Git, at the time Git will be useful for DevOps also. Okay, different people from different teams can store simultaneously. Okay, save the changes, whatever the changes, that for all that purpose we'll use this. And also in Jenkins tool will be there for us. DevOps people will use this Jenkins tool. That time also, to use CI/CD pipelines, to run the CI/CD pipelines also, we'll use Git. Okay, So pipelines purpose, pipelines between offshore or onshore teams. It may be a local team, for example, India team will be there, or some other team is related to USA. So to do simultaneously, if they want to use this Git, we have a common GitHub. Using this, we can able to, they will push the code and they will pull the code like that, right? So tracking changes, all these things. So before going to all, let us try to understand the scenarios. Okay. So for example, we need to understand the terminologies. You have to quickly start. Very important concept this is. Okay. Some people also call this as a version control system. Okay. And what is version control system? Why has it become popular? Everybody talks about Git. Okay. GitHub also. And all of these things, right? So fundamental core concept of Git and GitHub is version control system. So let's try to understand why version control system has become very much popular. Okay, primary concept of version control is two things. Okay, so it addresses two major problems. What? Problem number one is sharing the code. Okay, and next one is provisioning. Okay, let's try to understand both of them. Okay, what is sharing? So let's say you are working on one organization. There are two developers in your organization. Okay, so two developers are there in your organization. For suppose they are working on some project. Okay, so now what happens usually if both are working in the same team? Okay, so this is one of uh, and this maybe DevOps team also will be there. So both dev and other working other people are working in the same team, and we are working on same application. Let's call application as a React.js for suppose. For this case, simple reference, I'm using React.js. So both of them are trying to build React.js. Okay, what happens? This guy is writing to one front-end functionality. Okay, another guy is writing back-end functionality. Okay, this guy is trying to writing some front-end functionality. So you are happy with the dev one. You can consider this is a development team one, and this is development two. Development team is two. Okay, so end of the day after writing they will write some code. End of the day they try to keep somewhere. Okay, so when they have to get both their code together. Okay, and they have to build a common application. So you have written some code, that's okay, but with this code the final application will not get. So team is working, you bifurcated both works. So you need to merge these two. You need to club these two codes. So then only it build common application, right? Okay. So common application will hold the code for both dev and both dev teams. So now you have to share the code in between these two each other. So he wrote the code. He also wrote the code. But if you want to share with different mediums like email, sending, sharing through different ways is okay. So that's not good because there are chances to adding some bugs, or there are some chances to add like what I can say, for example, indentation issues will get, or some maybe that will not support whichever you medium using. Okay, So this cases happened earlier before Git. Okay, if you want to share the code, that is a big task earlier. Now you want to share the code and you should have a centralized application, common application, okay, common place. Okay, so and you may think this is a very simple problem, but you can address this problem using simple things like you can share code using Gmail, something different, other mediums. So if anything happened or if this code will disturb, okay, then again it is a problem. So then why you need version control system, or why it is even a problem? The problem is I just took a very basic example like React JS or something kind. In real world scenario, let's say you are working for Amazon, Flipkart, or any other MNC companies, you have hundreds, thousands of files will be there. Hundreds of files of 100 lines of codes will be there. 1,000 lines codes of will there. I have seen more than 5,000 lines codes in Python. Okay, so these kind of code, if they get disturbed, at least if you want to find that particular bug or somewhere you missed space or somewhere you missed, or while you are sharing this code, there is some disturbances in sharing code in the different formats. Okay, maybe the text format, something like that. What happens is that code may get disturbed. Okay, so through email, or you are choosing different medium, through what happens, so that kind of small bug, so bug in the sense if something which disturbed by your code, so maybe it is unnecessary thing added, or maybe your code lines got disturbed, anything you can consider as a bug, right? So in that case you have a hundreds and thousands of files, or lines will be there. So and also not only lines, maybe 1,000 lines will be in a one folder, and like this you might have some different modules, for example 10 modules. So these 10 modules, having each module has 1,000 lines of code or 500 lines of code. So you want to share all these files to your colleague. Okay, dev has one, dev has they want to share to your this team, dev one team has to share dev two suffer, suppose. Okay, or let's say dev one has changes 25 files and dev two has changes 50 files or something like this. How will you give these 25 files, or you will give 50 files? Excuse me, hello Sam, again what happened? You dropped. Then you would have called me, na Sam. I was in a flow. I was in a flow. I could not able to make concentration on some other place. Then you would have called me, right? If you drop, maybe might it be intentional or might it not be intentional? Anything I doesn't know, right? I was in a flow. I'm just going way. I didn't get a even sound. Just now I got a sound. That's the reason I just opened again. I'm just checking. That's okay. Sam, please, if you, for example, if any technical issue, something happens, please try to call me. This is my request. How can I understand, Sam? If I get any pop-ups only, then I can, if I get any sounds only, I can able to respond, right? I thought you are listening very carefully. You are listening me. I thought you are listening me. At least if you call, then that will trigger, that kind of trigger. I thought you are silently listening what I'm saying. So now I got a pop-up sound. That's the reason I just checked who is going to join, something like that. Again, or That's how I can able to sense it, right? So now you can able to hear everything. You can able to see my screen. So where you missed? From where you missed? All right. Let me start from the scratch again. I was moving continuously. Okay, that's okay. That's okay. Not a big deal. Issues will come up. Let us have the things. Okay. All right. Fine. So yeah, let me restart again. Okay. This is actually I'm going with the flow like this. See, sometimes what happens is I'll keep my phone in silent because sometimes may get disturbed. That's the reason I'll keep my phone in silent, or I didn't get any pop-ups in phone. I'm not checking any phone. I'm just going with the flow like this. So at least if you can call me, I can understand that some continuous call is getting. I'll get at least buzz sound, right? Maybe, or some kind of vibration I can get. I can able to sense. Okay, that's fine. Let me restart. Let me restart about Git. Okay, so yes, I'm. One second. So this is a source code management tool. Okay, source code management tool. So which means whatever the code, the main code, raw code will be there. You are managing this code using Git. Okay. So I think this will be source code in the sense any code. Don't focus on any code. So source code in the sense any code. Okay. This will be used by developers, testing team, DevOps team. So these things you heard, right? Okay, DevOps people will work on these modules maybe related to YAML script, Python related script, Bash script. If they want to share or if they want to build something, they need to have a medium. They need to have some kind of medium called Git. Okay, so different kind of people can use. Okay, and also CI/CD pipelines in Jenkins also. In Jenkins is a tool, so where we can use continuous integration and continuous deployment. These kind of tools also Git is a very important. It will play a very crucial role. Okay, and if you want to track the changes, for example, I have done some changes. For example, yesterday we have done some changes. Today also we have added new line of code. Okay, if you want to track this also, so this Git will be useful. Okay, right? So let's talk about something called version control system. Okay, so for example, um, some people also called this as a version control system, VCS. Okay, version control system, right? So why every everybody talk about Git and GitHub, right? So fundamental concept of Git and GitHub is called version control system. Okay, this fundamental concept is Git and GitHub. We can consider this as a version control system. Let's try to understand version control system. It's a very popular. After this only we got a lot of things: GitLab, GitHub Actions, and all. Okay, so primary concept of version control system is having two things. One is sharing the code, sharing code. The second one is, first thing is sharing the code. The second one is provisioning. Okay, so let's say you are working in an organization, one company. Okay, there are two developers. Okay, this is one organization somewhere. Okay, there are two different developers are working on one application. Okay, so what happens, both are working in some place, they developed, one guy written some code, and because one application could not able to develop by one person, there are some team. In the team they will distribute the work, right? So they have written, both are written something, right? Usually both of them are working on the same team. Okay, this is dev team. Okay, for example, this is a dev 1. Okay, this is dev 2, two different teams. So both dev 1 and dev team both are working on same application, same kind of application. Let's consider this dev 1 is working on React.js. This is, I just taking small example for understanding, simple reference. Okay, so both of them are trying to build a React.js. This is also React.js, but they are bifurcating the work. Okay, writing front-end functionality, and another guy is, maybe for suppose maybe React.js is not backend, right? So you can consider Python, something related. Okay, backend is Python, some other guy is writing something like this, or some one more guy is there, he want to write React related only. Okay, and in front end itself, different module. Okay, front end may be top and header page, bottom page, something like that will have, right, lot of pages. So career page, main page, or contact us page, or something like this, they will distribute the work. Okay, so in that case, so they are actually doing very much busy writing this code, this front end team and back end team. Okay, so a common application will hold the code for both dev and both front end and back end. Okay, now you have now the thing is, this guy, these two guys are coming to belonging to one front end application. These guys are related to back end application. They have actually written the code. Okay, how they have to share the code? This is a question. Okay, if they want to share the code in through email, okay, some other email, some other module, for example, don't just let it about this Git. Okay, just leave about this Git. Before the Git and era, so they want to share the code. They want to share the code different mediums. Example, you want to share through different medium like email. What happens for suppose you are keeping one text file. Okay, you are keeping one text file, your code. What happens? Maybe you are sending through different medium. What happens is your code may get disturbed, or there are extra spaces will be added, or functional, I think parenthesis or something, they will get disturbed. Okay, or there are some extra unnecessary things will be added that will consider, you can consider it as a bug or error. Later on it will, yeah, house space in the sense, for example, so I'm just taking it as an example. In any case, if you are trying to send through different mediums, I'm telling, which is not supported to your code, for suppose, okay, like email, for suppose, so anything will happen, right? For example, you are using different kind of version of different machines. I'm using different kind of versions of machines. So maybe my for example, after you got the email also, so you try to download it. At that moment, whatever the applications which is supporting, maybe that is disturbing your code. Suppose if something happens in your code, what happens is automatically that will get disturbed. If something, whatever the code which you written, so if it disturbed with adding some space or adding something different, or this code might be aligned, or the indentation issues, something happens, what happens? Does your code will work if you build? No, it will throw error. Okay, this is a kind of example. Any medium through example, any medium like emails and all, that will create a problems. So for that reason, you need version control system, or why even why it is a problem. A problem is here. Just took very basic example. This is just basic example. Don't ask me questions why you are getting the space. How can you add? This is just for example purpose. Just some small reference purpose. I'm taking this. Okay. I just took very basic example. Okay. Real world scenario. Let's in real world scenario, you may have thousands of line code. Okay, 1,000 lines of code will be there, maybe some different modules. Okay, for example, this is a in this module you may keep header page, you may keep here bottom page, you may keep here career page, you may keep here something different like about us page. So there are different modules will be there. You will keep one folder for suppose. Okay, 100 lines of code and 1,000 lines of code will be there in this modules. Okay, so at that case, in this case, if you want to send those files through different medium, so is it possible practically? 100 thousands of code. For example, I don't have a modules. For example, I want to code directly, want to share this code directly. Is it possible? So I want to, so how you will give the give this 1,000 lines of code, or how you will give hundreds of files, and then there will be a dependency files, right? Jar, where, something like that. Also, how you can share with through email. So sharing is not that much easy. So that is a one major thing. The version control system will address this issue. And then there is a problem too, which is versioning itself. I just mentioned, I think this is versioning. Sorry, I wrote something provisioning. Okay, it's okay. I'm sorry. So what is versioning? Let's take the sample, small example. Let's say dev 1, and there is a dev 1 is doing writing code and on front end application functionality. Okay, when he is writing front end code function for functionality, or dev 1, or any whenever he start writing code, okay, what he did is he's adding some code actually, and they want to push it, they want to keep in one particular place, they want to share together. Okay, so this whatever the code is there, this code and the dev2 code, they want to merge together, they want to see, this module has some code, this module has some code, they want to make all together at one place, then only it will build up on common application. Correct. So in this case, so then what you will do is, first of all, you have done something and you build it. Okay, after some days, so the client came to you, so I don't want this, actually I want to change, you kept everything blue color, I want actually my page color is in pink color. For suppose he did some changes related to colors and all, so he added some more extra features. So again, he want to do it on top of the current code as a version 2, because you added new points. Okay, so that is the reason you are considering it as a version 2. Earlier you can consider this as a version 1. So that makes difference, right? Okay, And what happens, the customer realized and the product management, your company management has decided that nobody using front end or other number of front end. Okay, so maybe they want to have these kind of versions continuously. They are building different versions. Okay, they want to, whenever the client is required new changes, you can consider them as a version 3, you can consider them as a version 2, version 4, version 5, like that. Keep on changes, in the sense you can consider this as a versions. You can keep that versions, and you can identify that this version 1 is as basic one, version 2 is some changes you got, version 3 you got some changes, like that. If you have 5 versions, every version has different things you added in that, different changes, different modifications you have done that, right? So this is how versioning can able to help. So does this email will help that, you able to find from this when you share? So for example, you have sent version 1, version 2, version 3, version 4, version 5, and all together, in between these two developers, how many file sharings to be done? Okay, how many version sharings might done? So if you want to track this, is it possible through this medium? It is difficult. It will waste your time. Yeah. So before Git I'm talking. Before Git, these things actually they faced. Manually they used to do all these things. Okay. So right. So this is how we used to face the problems. Right. Next. So for example, let's say 15 years back, I have developed something. Okay. Oh, sorry. Uh, for suppose you can consider 10 years or before, you might have heard something VCS. There were different kind of versioning controls were there before this Git era. Whe- Whenever whenever I think I was not in that IT at that time, not IT, but this VCS before Git we do have a VCS. Okay, maybe I was not there, but still at the time they were used VCS. Okay, yeah. So this VCS they used with different tools called SVN. VCS in the sense version control system. I am just using shortcut. So before this Git, we used to use VCS for SVN. Okay. So SVN is a tool, same kind of Git, but that is not fully developed. You can say that is basic kind of. Okay. Version control system, they also used as SVN. SVN in SVN also, but there is a difference. There is a lot of difference in SVN. SVN is not actually you are not using current days. Earlier you used, but that is not that not having all these kind of versioning system. Okay, so that is the reason there are drawbacks in versioning system. We will see that. Okay, so long back actually this SVN is used before. I didn't use actually. That's the reason I'm not talking much about this SVN. Okay. So versioning controlling system in the world, this is very much popular. Okay. Before this kit, we had a VCS, SVN. Okay. Whenever these version control systems and when it has become very popular, so basically the major thing is to versioning control is were centralized. Okay, one developer will be there, and this is from Mumbai, and some other developer from USA. They want to share the code between using centralized, but in SVN we does not have centralized system, centralized process. There is a that's what difference mainly. For Git actually you are using GitHub. Okay, this GitHub you are using, and you are considering this as a central hub. You are storing your code here, and whenever you want to pull it, whenever you want to clone it, whenever you want to push it, and whenever you want to pull it, you can do it by using GitHub. But this kind of system has not with the SVN. I think this is a major one. Okay, that is the reason. Okay, so that is a major difference. So that's how this Git has been overcome that issue. So that is the reason Git is very popular. Okay, so whenever you're talking about version control system, the first interview question you will get, what is the difference between centralized versus distributed version control system? Okay, somebody might also ask difference between SVN and Git. SVN is not using, actually I didn't use first. Okay, so version control system you will keep continuously changes the version 1, version 2, version 3, version 4, version 5 like that, but every version has different, right? Every version has different. So maybe SVN followed this process, I think so. Okay, so but different. SVN Git is not different. Git is completely different, right? So how we are using Git? We have actually GitHub. Okay, GitHub is actually central repository. Okay, in this central repository we are keeping the code using push, and also we are taking the code using pull. For example, we are actually, you Sam, pushing the code, I pulling the code. Okay, so which means I am also sending, I am also push the code, I can also push the code, you can also pull the code. So this is how distributing the code. Okay, distributing versions, distributing the code in Git. Actually this is distribution kind of. Okay, that is a different, this is a distribution kind of, uh, what I can say, I'm not getting proper word, distribution version control system, you can say. Distribution version control, this is only version control. Okay, so this distribution control version control system is solving the problem. So basically, just to put this very quickly, simple scenario is one is SVN. Actually, people used to use SVN. Okay, but now this SVN is not using anybody. Okay, most popular thing is only this Git, and recently got GitLab and all. GitLab also they are using GitHub, also GitHub Actions for CI/CD. There are a lot of things are getting actually for competent, but after SVN, Git is only popular. Okay, so let's talk about some small simple example. Let's try to understand. Okay, so for example, I'm going to use much colorful. So you can consider this is you can take this. This is a Git. Okay, you can consider this as a Mumbai Git. Mumbai Git. Okay, so in this Mumbai Git, I can take on top of EC2. Okay, on top of EC2 only you are installing your Git. Okay, and also you can consider other team is in USA, or you can take any like New Zealand, something like that also, your wish. This is other team. So your main team is actually from any team doesn't matter, main team or normal team. So you have two teams. Okay, one team is from India, Mumbai, and other one is from USA. This is USA Git. Okay, you can consider this like this, right? Next, so in this uh, Mumbai, you can consider, you can write like this, Mumbai is a2. Okay, and here you can take the color. Okay, I'll take this. Okay, next. So on top of Mumbai EC2, so you can initiate Mumbai Git. So this is host mission. Blue color is host mission. Okay. Now let me draw this. After that, I'll explain. Okay. So whenever you initiate the Git, okay, whenever you initiate the Git init, okay, Git init, Git init. This is a command. Whenever you initiate the Git, inside it will be like this. You can't see this. Inside, you can. It will be bifurcate like this. There are important stages will be there. This is actually work directory. You can able to see this. Okay, work directory means in our case this is a kind of console. Okay, it will be bifurcate as a three different ways. It will bifurcate, you can say, you can consider like that. So whenever you initiate the Git, there are different stages will be there. Okay, so one is actually work directory, you can able to see, which means you can able to write your commands, and this is you can consider staging area or index or staging. Okay, these terminologies are important. And the other one is, oh my goodness, the other one is local repository. Okay, so these stages will be there when you initiate your Git. These stages you will get. Okay, so first is work directory. You can ask me what is work directory. Whatever the console is there, for example, on top of your machine you will install your Git, right? So whenever you install the Git, okay, you are going to use commands, command line interface. That command line interface, you can consider this as a work directory. Is it clear? Yeah, so whatever the commands which we are using, that place, EC2 only. Yeah, correct, EC2 only. On top of EC2 you are going to configure Git, right? Whenever you configure Git, you will get some kind of Git commands will be allowed. Okay, that place, that console, whatever you use, that console. So after installing Git itself, that Git will allow you, right? That place. Okay, that commands, where the commands will be executed, Git related commands will be executed, that place called as work directory. Okay, so this you can consider. 1 second. Yeah, see, next. So whenever you let me take arrows, that might help. I think this will be useful. Let's see. Oh my goodness. Oh, what is this? Okay, I don't want this. We are going very slow. Don't worry. So this is work directory. From work directory to staging area. If you want to go staging area, so what you need to do, you need to add. Okay. For example, in my case, I have a file. Okay. I have a file. Okay. I have file in the sense that file something will be there. Some code will be there. Okay. File. I have a file. Some file is there. Yeah. Some file is there. This file. Okay. So this file, I want to send it to the somewhere. Okay. If I want to do that, first of all, I want to add that file using this add command, git add. Okay. Whenever you use this command, automatically this will move to some other stage called index. It will go and stay there. Okay. It will go and stay there. Clear? So, for example, you did some mistake. You can retrieve it back from here itself. Clear? So this file, whenever I add, this file will go and stay at index area. Okay. Whenever you do mistake, if you want to reset, if you want to reset the uh, that file, or you want to revert back, so you can able to do it from here. And they, whenever you add, you can able to see the changes whether it is added or not. Okay. So this area is for that. Okay. After adding this, next this will go to this local repository. If this code want to move to the local repository, what you have to do is you have to commit it. Clear? This is the one you need to commit. Okay. So this is called commit. Git commit. So whenever after adding, you need to do commit. Git commit. Whenever you add git commit, so then this file will move to the local repository. Here. Okay. Right? This is local repository. After doing some changes, I mean some commit, after commit, this file move to local repository. And also this you can consider as a branch. Okay, which branch? You can say it is main branch. Main. So now it is in your local repository. Currently it is moved to local repository. Okay. So next, you have done everything, right? So then now it is, for example, something happened, maybe some you did some mistake, you did not identify it. Okay. So then you want to move that back. You want to take that back. Is it possible? Can you guess? Are you sure? Are you sure? So when it after, yeah, yeah, after moving to the local repository is not possible. Okay. But it is possible whenever it is there in index or staging area only. After commit is not possible. Clear? A version will be there. If you want to do the same thing, you can able to, you need to commit again. But two files will be there, right? Two same kind of files will be there. I'm talking about the same file. If you want to retrieve back the same file, or if you want to reset your changes, I want this to take back. It is not possible when it gets into local repository. It is possible then whenever this file is in index area. Okay, after adding it, before commit you can do it. That's what I'm trying to say. Yes, you cannot make the changes after commits. Before commit only you have to do. Clear? Yes. So next thing, next we are talking about. So that's it. That's it. My repositories get ready. Everything I have done. Everything in setup. I have done all setup in my system. Okay. Now we are talking about GitHub. Okay. This is GitHub. This is fine, right? I think let's take this. Better I'll take small one. Okay. So this is, you can consider this as a GitHub. Okay. So yeah, we can keep this as, sorry, GitHub. So this is called as a central repository. Okay. Central repo. You can call it as a central repository. Okay. You see this, these two terminal is, this is called as local repository and this is called as central repository. Okay. In this, so okay, so central repository you need to create. Okay, GitHub already every company has their own GitHub uh, account will be there, so that will be used by everybody. So everybody should not have individual GitHub repositories. One common repository will be there. So if as a developer you are going to do something, so they will add you as a collaborator. Okay, if they add you as a collaborator only, you can able to access it, you can able to use it. Okay, in real time scenario I'm talking about, but individually everything is yours only, so then you can do whatever you want because that is your account. Correct. But normally in generally company has no, you don't get the access. Okay, whenever they give the access only you will get the access. That too they need to add you as a collaborator. Okay, that's it. This repository is a common. Sam, are you there? Okay, okay. Thanks for responding. Sometimes it just give the response. Maybe I thought, yeah, yeah, yeah. Sam, can you hear me? Tell me, what did you say? Oh, why it is happening like that? Mm-hmm. Okay, that's fine. So next, same thing. Whatever the Mumbai Git has a, whatever the configuration we have done, okay, whatever the things we done, the same thing will be, same setup will be there in US Git also. Correct. So yeah, same thing. So I just need to copy all. Yeah, yeah, I'll tell you. I'll tell you. Yeah, I'll tell you that also. Let me. I know that you are using. Okay, okay. We'll discuss everything. Okay, that's fine. Okay. So this same kind of setup will be there in US also. Okay. So what is this, man? I think I need to. Yeah. Okay, that's fine. So let me keep like this. So first, yeah, he will also what he will do is, so for example, just keep the setup. They are also keeping the setup like this. Okay, same setup will be there. So in this case, what happens? This guy, what he will do is after commit, he will push the code. Unless until you do this, your code will be in local repository only. Okay, so whenever you push this code, whenever you use the command called git push, okay, git push, it will go and state central repository. Okay, you can consider this as a storage, right? So this will go and state central repository. Okay, so now thing is over my side. For example, Sam, you are there in Mumbai. Okay, we are both are working in a same company. Okay, but thing is, I'm actually working in US area. Maybe your manager, I think so, anything you can consider. So but my timings are different, right? So next maybe your daytime you will do something, or maybe you do some changes or something like that. So the same code I want to take it, and I want to do as a changes. I want to do the changes. I'm taking example for that purpose. Okay, from Mumbai branch, you have done some changes. You have written the code, and you just pushed into central repository. Now your code is here. Clear? Now your code is here. Now what I have to do is the same setup I do have. Correct? 1 second, Sam. Let me take this entire thing. Sorry, Sam. Yeah. Yes. Repository. Yes. So whenever you push the code, whenever you push git push, if you use command git push, then it will go to central repository. So then it will stay there. Okay. So this same kind of concept Docker Hub will be there. Okay, we will talk there. Okay. So it is a kind of place where you keep the for example, it's a kind of what I can take example. This is a common place. This is a common place for these two developers. Okay, so it will, whenever you push the code, automatically this will go to central repository. Then what happens is your US team, me for example, okay, I will pull the code next day immediately whenever when you sign off. So I want to do the. I'm also working on the same code. Clear? So or else I as a your client, for suppose I want to review your code, then what I will do is I will pull the code first. Okay, I will pull the code. Okay, I will pull the code. So then same thing, whenever you pull the code, this will come here in the work directory, because if it is get in the work directory only, I can able to do the changes, right? It will come to the work directory. Then I will add some more lines here. Okay, so let me explain. Yeah, so now I pulled the code. So I got a code, right? So this code you sent, for example, you have done same, so this color you can consider. So this is a code. You pulled this code here. So now what I will do is I will do some changes here, or I have written, or I have added extra one line or two lines of code. Then it will go to, again you will add it into index area, and it will, you will commit it. It will come to your local repository. After that, this code will, again I will push. Okay, I will push it, and this code will go back to the same place. Okay, this extra line added, right? So along with the first line, it will also be added in the same file. Okay, this will be there. Again, next day in the morning, what I will do is, and I will pull, sorry, you will pull the code will come here. Okay, so then what you will do is you will check it. Okay, fine, there are some changes in this. Okay, that's fine. You understood that code, and you are going to add one more line. For suppose you added here one more line, again you are adding here. Okay, so this you will commit it, again you will push it. Okay, so this line come here. The next day, again I'll come. Okay, okay, new code come, I'll review it first. Okay, when new changes happen, what is the new changes? If I want to do that, I will pull the code. I will pull that. Okay, something is fine. Okay, everything is fine. I just want to yeah, this is fine. Okay, everything is fine. I will review it, and I will put a comment. Okay, everything is fine. Let's move to build. You clear? So this is how the things happening in between developers to developers. Okay, in between two different teams I'm talking about. So why I have taken USA example, in the sense, this is the reason. Same team, different timings. For example, if it is the same company, same team, they will do the same thing in the same place. Okay, maybe tomorrow, today morning, this guy, one guy is doing the same activity. Okay, next day maybe this guy want to, the second guy want to work on, and they want to add some more extra lines of the code. Then they will pull it. That's how this thing's happening, right? Fine. Okay, so this is all about this. I think this example fine, I think, for you. So next, anything else? So let me clear this. Okay, this colorful thing is very good. Okay, so we will talk about some of terminologies. Okay, for interview perspective, you know that already, but still we are reiterating. Okay, so one terminology called repository. Repository. Okay, so next, repository. Server, you know already. So whatever we are using, I'm just writing here in Git. Okay, work directory. So if you discuss, we will skip it, no problem. Work directory, or uh, branches, and commit. We also talked about commit. Next, commit or commit ID, anything. Okay. So version. Next, so you'll have, if you want, you can keep tags also. Okay. Next, anything extra we used? Central repository, local repository. I can write here. Local, I think better we discuss here. Local repository. Local repo. Okay. Workspace, staging area, repository, local repository, central repository. Next, um, do you know any extra terminologies extra than this? Yeah, branches you can we'll talk about master branch and main branch, all those things. Feature branches and all. We'll talk in all we will talk in branches itself. Just titles. I just put here titles. Anything else? I'm just thinking. Yeah, you can consider this as a snapshots also. Shots. How you can ask me snapshots why later when we are talking about exactly talking about snapshot word. All right. All right. So let's discuss about these terminologies in Git. So you know what is repository? What is repository? Local. We talked about local repository. We talked about central repository. Okay. Local repository in the sense where you are working, where your changes you are done, whatever the files you are keeping. So after commit, this will store in the local repository. When this file come to the local repository itself only you can able to push. Otherwise, no, it will not, or it will trigger something like you could not find the file, something like this. If it is reaches to local repository only, you can able to push the code into central repository. What is central repository? Central repository in the sense where you keep the files and where you store the files, that is called a central repository. This is a common place where you keep the files, folders, code, whatever you can say. Clear? This is all about. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. But this is in your place. This is in your place. Whenever you keep the files in your local repository, these person, second person could not able to see working. Particular user. Example, Sam is working here. This. Oh my goodness. I wiped out everything. 1 minute. No, no, no. I missed my titles. Okay. So yeah, now we got. So local repository in your place only. It is in your hand. Okay, unless until you push it, it will be with you. Clear? Even after pushing also that will be with you. But after pushing it, it will replicate in the GitHub. So after commit changes, after committing, that will be in a local repository. But if you keep that local repository only, that push will trigger. Push will sense it. Okay, this file is found. You understood? That's it. You got it? Yeah. So central repository in the sense whenever you push, then it will go to central repository. Correct? So that's all difference between local repository and central repository. Now you talk about server. Server in the sense you know already. Server is EC2 instance for your case. And also local machine also. Local people or local machine also in local your machine. I mean in your laptop also you can able to install your Git. Clear? And also on top of your EC2 machine also you can able to do this. Your wish. That depends upon your work, your requirement. Clear? Next, work directory. You see this work directory? This work directory is a place. Okay. This work directory is a place where you work, where you see the files physically or do the modifications. You can consider this as a console. Okay. Where you see the files. You can able to see the files here. You can able to do the modification. You can able to edit it. You can able to delete it. You can do whatever you want to here. Okay. Okay. But okay, 1 second. Yeah, this is the place where you work here. That is called as work directory. Next, staging area. There is a command, there is a fixed commands. When you add, it will reach us to staging area. Okay. So then you can able to track whether this is moved this to staging area or not. You can ask me what is the purpose of it. For example, I just pushed one, I just added a code unexpectedly. After that some time I may realized that I should not send this code. So maybe I have to add more, or else I need to delete it something I released. Okay, then I can able to see here using diff, git diff. Using this git diff, you can able to track whether this file is moved here, this place or not. Okay, then you can able to track that place. Okay, so after that, if you want to, you identified that I don't want to this, I want to take it back, you can use a reset, git reset command. You can take it back, which means you can able to remove from here. If you don't remove, what happens after unexpectedly, if you do commit, what happens, it will go to local repository. Whenever you push it, this wrong file also go along with this with proper codes. Understood? So that is a place, that is the reason it will be very much useful. Okay, this staging and index area, you won't regularly, you won't work on staging and uh, this staging area, an index area. But thing is, theoretical and practical, for understanding purpose, I'm explaining the small things. But you will use the command called git add. You will start with the git add only. If you add it, if you use this command itself only, it will move to the staging area. After that, you need to add git commit. Okay, git commit hyphen m, and you need to use some message like this project code, something like this. If you use this command, m means message, any meaningful message. M means message. Okay, git commit hyphen m, some project name or your what is the description, why you are sending this file. You can keep whatever meaningful message. Then it will, you can if you see that, you can understand that okay, this is the reason I sent this file, something like that. Okay, so you will commit it. So then whenever you are having this file here in the staging area, so then you can able to track that. You can identify whether this file is correct or wrong. Whenever you want to retrieve it back, when you are, if you want to take it back, you can able to take it back using git reset. Okay, or so okay, that's fine, everything is fine. I found something that yes, I need to commit this file. So then you need to commit. Whenever you commit it, it will reach us to local repository. Okay, so local repository in the sense you can't do anything, just this is waiting for push, this is waiting, reservation confirmed, it is waiting to move, that's it. Okay, this is the place is that ready to go using push. Whenever you push it, git push, automatically this will reach us to GitHub if you have a proper credentials. Okay, it will reach us to GitHub repository. Next, this is done, work directory done. Next, branches. We did talk about branches. Branches actually, for example, you can talk default branches master. Okay. Earlier we used to use master branch, but recently we are also using main branch. It is changed it as a main. But previous old codes before 3 years, 4 years codes, you can see master branch. Okay. Understood? So this branch is main branch. You can keep main branch. Okay, and for example, two teams are working. Okay, for example, here itself in this place, I think four people are working. So four people I could not give the access to the main. I will ask them to create their feature branches, different names, feature branches. Whenever they want to do the changes, okay, okay, they will do it. After that, they will push the code. After that, finally, you will merge it to main branch. So then what happens? All code will be merged to main code. So then that main code only you will build. You understood? So that's all. That's it. That is all about branches. Okay. So next, commit. I already discussed about commit. Every commit, whenever you do the commit, it has commit ID also. It has commit ID. Okay. Next, versioning. ID means there is a new alphanumerical number will be there. Whenever you do the commit, you do some commit, right? Whenever you do the commit, automatically one commit ID will be get generated. That's it. Nothing else. Okay. Next, versions. You know that versions. Version 1, for example, you sent one code, one file maybe, that is version 1. Okay. After 5 months, you want to do some changes in that, you want to do modification. Yes, you can make it as a version 2. You can keep this is file, your file will be there. One is version 1. Next, you do changes. After that, it will be version 2. Next, version 3. You can keep like this in GitHub repository. Okay. While you are sending the code itself, you can keep the tag. Okay. If you want, you can keep the tag, and after that you can keep the tag in GitHub also. Next, snapshot. Snapshot means it's a kind of, we discussed in what is it, um, um, EC2, right? I mean EC2 in AWS. We have discussed about snapshot in RDS. What is the meaning of snapshot in our case in EC2? I mean in AWS. Hmm. Exactly. For this also, using snapshots, get any previous versions, you can get it. So represents, for example, represents some data of particular time. Okay, it store the changes. So you can also do that snapshot, but I didn't do. But there is option. Okay. Yeah, but I heard something. That's why I'm just mentioned. I need to look it forward. Let's see. I'll check and I'll let you know. I didn't use actually first thing. Yeah. Next, that's it. That's all about Git actually. So I hope you clear very much. Right? So next class we are going to install Git. Yeah, tags. For example, you are going this way, right? For example, you can also go this way also. Understood? There is a code for suppose from some text line is there for suppose. If you want to add, you can able to add here also. Understood? In central repository also, if you want to add, you can able to add. Understood? You can able to add new lines, okay, new lines of code, and you can able to pull it back. Okay, at the time if you want to keep the tags, you can keep the tags. Okay, something I added so that I want to pull, you want to make tag, you can keep the tag. So which means using the tag you can able to identify easily. For example, I have a lot of branches, lot of files, lot of repositories are there. Then you need to identify particular thing, you need to keep the tags. Tags in the sense to call the names only. That's it. Nothing else. Clear? So that's yeah. Yes. 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 Something like yeah. Yes. Yes. You to call particular thing. Git tag. If you use the git tag, and you can keep the name. Okay. Yeah. Any meaningful names like that. Tag in the sense wherever the tag is tag only in AWS here itself everywhere. Okay. Using tags you can keep version 1. For example, I'm talking about versions, right? So at the time you are making it as a version 1. So the same previous code 5 months back, whatever the code version 1 is, you want to make it version 2. By using tag itself, you can able to mark version 2. So that's how. Git to tag, you can make it as version 2 like that. So that's it. That's it. This is all about the theory. And next part, we are going to do installations. If you know the installation, we can avoid. What do you say? I thought one class will save, right? Yeah. Yeah, yeah, that's fine. Let's do all those. We don't skip anything. Even if no, you are just reiterating your work. Yeah. Anyways, that's fine. We are going to discuss. So we are going to install Git tomorrow. So I hope my theory understood bit. I hope you clear. Okay. That's fine, Sam. Thanks for joining. That's good news. That's good. That's good. That's good news. That's good news. Hmm. See, Sam. No problem, Sam. Sam, don't worry. Uh-huh. No problem, Sam. You know me already, so you might understood about myself, right? So no problem. I'm always ready to support you, right? Whatever possibilities we have, we will try to do it. Hmm. Yeah, yeah.